are white people. And I want to say to my Caucasian subscribers, in fact, I just have to describe you. I just want to call you a subscriber. That's what I want to say to you. I don't even care nothing about your color. You are here for a word. You are here because you hear real truth. You are here because you support justice. And you are sick of falsehood and lies and deceit. And you see real truth here. And you don't see color. And you're willing to hear truth come out of the mouth of a black man. But when you listen to me, you're not really seeing a black man. You're just seeing somebody speaking real truth. And that's what the bottom line is. It's not about color. We use color to describe. And we use color because color what was used in order to bring the injustice. It is color that brings us the lie and the deceit. So technically what we want to do is destroy color. And so these persons ignoring color, they respond to my request and make channels and mirror my videos. And they may even mirror other people's videos. I don't know. But this message was designed, and the number one priority, it was brought to those who are descendants of slaves born in America. So how do the white people, of whom many may see this message being an enemy to, why would the white people respond to my call for action when it does not cost you nothing? Email is free. YouTube is free. But we sit back, and the only thing we want to do is listen to the real truth, but we don't want to do nothing to act on it. That's why you're still slaves. Because you talk about freedom. You believe you want to be free, but you don't want to do nothing about it. But these white people, listening beyond race, can hear and see that they are not as free as they thought they was. So they want to get on board the train, because the train is leading to freedom, not just for black people, but for all of humanity, once and for all. They can hear and they respond to the word. But the word that was designed for black folks, the black people, ignore it. It is not appreciated enough. It's appreciated enough to act, to listen to, or to hear. Because if you was listening, then you would act upon my simple request to mirror and copy these videos. Because it makes no sense. If you enjoy what I say, if you enjoy what other brothers and sisters are talking about, they should not have to worry about being flagged by some bums. But we do. We are not appreciated. We are not worthy enough of you helping us to survive on YouTube. But those of whom the message was not designed for, they can act upon it. Why is this? You ever been in a situation where somebody gives you a gift and you look at the gift and you don't like it. You turn your nose up at the gift. and somebody else looks at the gift and says, and they say to you, well, since you don't want it, can I have it? And you turn your nose up at it and you give it to them. Then the next time you see them with the gift that was originally gave to you, then you feel stupid because they've taken that gift that you did not appreciate, and you see them enjoy it. They progress with it. They're having fun, or whatever the gift was about. But they have it really going on, and you feel stupid because the gift that they are enjoying, that they are working wonders with, you had it first. So you have the Nation of Islam under Louis Farrakhan. And this was happening even when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was among us. There were many Caucasian people who wanted to join the Nation of Islam. There were many Caucasian people who now want to join the Nation of Islam. And I want to say this very quickly, because the first thing many of y'all want to say, oh, they just want to join to be nosy. They just want to join to be insincere. Could be true. But also at the same time, there are those who appreciate things that others don't appreciate. So even though this message was brought to us, we who are the lost found Nation of Islam as taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, even though we reject the word, there are many others who hear the word and can see its value, and they embrace it. And if they embrace it, they can do even better than what they're doing now. Because the teachings was designed to bring people that was just low of the low, to bring them up out of the dirt. So if you're not down in the dirt like that and take on this message, it will bring you to higher heights. It'll get you high. And we're going to talk about getting high in just a second. Y'all hold on. So there's another old saying, another man's trash is another man's treasure. So many of you, since you do not wish to mirror my videos and you don't want to keep me alive, so you must view me really as trash. You watch the video, then you throw it away. I'm nothing but trash. But what you view as trash is treasure to somebody else. And I will not. And I don't care. You can go ahead and unsubscribe or whatever, because you don't do nothing for me anyway. You can't even copy a video. So I don't give a damn about your attitude. I will not condemn nobody if they are acting in a righteous manner, regardless to color. How could I even have the nerve to attempt to condemn a person when they are helping the cause or the cause of what I represent and what I stand for because of their color? How can I call a white man a devil, and if I ask my audience to mirror these videos and they do it, and they're helping and doing what I'm asking, and they're donating to this cause, how can I call them devil or Satan or anything when they are acting in a manner better and greater than those of whom the message was designed for? I will condemn those who are our enemies, but I cannot condemn those. And until you show yourself as a Satan, as a fake, as a fraud, I cannot do it and be in right conscience and call somebody out of their name that they don't deserve. So otherwise, I would be not just. I would not be fair. And I don't want to be seen as someone who is not fair and not just. Condemnation comes upon those who are guilty of evil and wickedness, deceit and manipulation. And for those I don't speak beautiful for or of. I cannot wait, even though this message was designed and it is for the number one priority. And see, these people can look beyond my saying the number one priority are black people. So that tells you a whole lot about them in and of itself. The number one priority of this ministry is to reach out for the downtrodden, the descendants of slaves born in America. That's the number one priority. But I cannot wait on the people. You can only wait for so long. When a bus comes to pick people up and you're not at the bus stop, or you're playing around trying to get on the bus, the bus driver just going to tell you to get back because he got other things to do. The bus got to keep rolling out. Brothers and sisters, black man and woman of America, you are at a bus stop and the bus wants to pick you up, but you got other bags that you playing around with. You got this and that, whatever reason that we have, that's we're late because some of us hold the bus. You say hold the bus, then you want to stop at the store and grab a candy bar. It's time to get on the bus. Get on the back or the front, makes no difference as long as you get on the bus. We don't want to do nothing. So for me, and I'm going to be honest with you, I can't be waiting on y'all. Because this word, the number one priority is black people, but this word is for all people, all of humanity. For anybody that want to get on the bus and willing to sacrifice and pay the price to ride. You don't want to do nothing, so you get to walking or you do what you have to do. But this bus has to move on. And then you will be one of those left off the bus who could have been on the bus. Then you'll be saying, dang, look what I missed out on. That's your business. So I just wanted to let us know. We got to get on the ball. And we always talk about somebody asking for money. This has nothing to do with money. YouTube is free. Email is free. You're already paying for cable. Internet, rather. Help us, help our people by bringing a message to us. The least I want to be thinking about is I have to watch what I have to say, because I'm not saying nothing full of hate. I'm not saying nothing derogatory or vulgar or profane. They don't like the truth. So you are going to sit around and allow these bastards to flag me off, and the only thing you had to do was mirror my videos and let these demons know, don't play with him. His voice ain't gonna die. So flag you. Woo! You gotta let them know you mean business. We need to support our brothers and sisters who bring us truth, and real truth especially. This bus can't keep waiting on you. It has to move forward. And it makes no difference. We want black people to have first shot. But the bus is integrated because I don't care nothing about color. It's about righteous behavior. Those who want justice. Those who will embrace truth and have honor, good character, and integrity. That's what it's about. Those who wish to evolve from savages to human beings, eventually to what religion titled God. That's what we want to do. And as the Honorable Brother Martin Luther King said in one of his speeches, I might not get there with you, but you're going to the mountaintop. And mountains sit high. They don't sit low. So we're looking for higher elevation. And when you stay concentrated on black and African, Caucasian, and all this garbage and gender and class, you stay low. And we're striving and we want to get high. One problem with black folks that I find, we are obsessed with gaining knowledge. There's nothing wrong with gaining knowledge. There's nothing wrong with gaining wisdom. And since we are seen and we are stereotyped as being a illiterate, stupid people, a bunch of pack animals or whatever, then once we or have been introduced to wisdom and knowledge, some of us go overboard. We want to know more and more and more. And there's nothing wrong with knowing more and more and more if you have understood and mastered what you knew of old. It makes no sense to continue to know more and more and want to know this and know that when you don't understand what you had prior. And we can see that you understood what you knew of old, because now not only do you know, but we see that you can apply what you know. And at this time, there's much wisdom. We hear many brothers and sisters talk a good game, but we don't see the application of that game. So our enemies don't care about a bunch of Negroes who have become obsessed with reading a bunch of books, because the books don't bring activity. So since the books, this learning don't bring activity, only activity can bring any type of trouble to his world, a threat to his world. Talking doesn't mean nothing to the oppressor. Nothing at all. Wisdom, education, knowledge, this is considered light. And we can make an analogy of it in comparison to the sun. The sun is the ultimate light. The sun, this is the springtime, and at this moment in time, the sun is causing life to be regenerated among us. New leaves are coming to the tree. Pretty soon, baby rabbits and baby squirrels, and it's bringing life back to the planet that was made dead for a while. But at the same time, when we're dealing with the sun, and I don't care what color you are, if you stay in the sun too long, if you stay in the sun too long, I don't care how black you are, And certainly if you are Caucasian, if you look at the sun, stand and look at it the wrong way, it can blind you. Uh-oh, did y'all hear what I just told you? It's wonderful to have light. It's wonderful to be surrounded in the warmth of the sun. But if you look at it wrong, the sun, too much light at one time can blind you. And that's what's wrong in the black community, in this thing called black liberational struggle. There's too much light. There's too much wisdom. And it has made so many of us blind. You are blind. It's too much. And if you lay in the sun too long, I don't care what color your skin is, the light, that sun will burn you up. And some of y'all are being burned to a crisp. You got a bad sunburn. And a sunburn causes disease to the skin. It causes cancer. And that's why, with all this wisdom, all this knowledge that the black people have in the so-called black conscious community, they have become cancerous. They have become sunburned. They have become blinded, gaining too much knowledge when they have not applied what they already learned a long time ago. Steady looking for new knowledge. That's why in this ministry, I do everything that I can to try to keep things simple as possible, and then we learn how to apply what we know simply. Because it's not about trying to brag about what I know, what I read about. It's about applying what you learn. And then once you master that, it's just like in the martial arts. You do not gain your degrees until you master a certain level first. You begin as a white belt, then a brown belt, yellow belt, or however that goes. Then you, of course, then you go to the black belt, and then there are certain degrees before you get to the highest level that you can attain. But right now, we are white belts, but we're taking in all this knowledge that is on the level of a black belt, which is causing us spiritual and intellectual fatigue. And that's why y'all tired and lazy, don't want to do nothing. Because you spend all these hours and hours and hours reading books, gaining knowledge, listening to videos. But then when it's time to apply what you learn, you can't do nothing except go to the refrigerator and get you a beer and a bag of potato chips and sit on your ass. You can't even make a YouTube channel and mirror some videos. That show you how lazy and burnt out you are. But you know so damn much. All things must be controlled. You must show moderation in all things. The sun is beautiful. It's wonderful. Without the sun, we'll die. But we can't have too much sun. You see all these people, especially in the United States, obese. Obese occurs due to greed and to improper nutrition. And of course, much of the food that we're getting out of this society, a lot of it is chemicalized, and it looks good, but it's not giving your body proper nutrition. And when your body does not get proper nutrition, it begins to expand, especially in the belly area. And if you look at some of those persons that are supposed to be starving or are starving in some parts of Africa, they always show the little child with the big belly. That comes from lack of nutrition. Here you are, you eating 3 meals a day and snack, and your belly poke out. It's the same thing. Lack of nutrition. You're getting the food, but your food don't have the nutrition that you think it has. You're eating a lot of poison, and you don't know how to eat proper, and your food is unnatural, and you are unnatural. today's children, our babies, they're given too much. I wish that they would embrace too much knowledge and wisdom and education. We would love that. It would help things. But they are babies and children. They are told about sex too early. They know about beer and alcohol and all the vulgar and profane things of this life to an immature mind. The result is children that don't want to go to school, drug abuse, teenage pregnancy, teenage domestic abuse, alcohol abuse. And since they know it all, they have no respect for their elders. So is it a shock? And these same elders, what do you know as an elder that these children don't know? They know about sex, they know about drugs, they know about alcohol, they know about prostitution, they know about all kinds of things already. But the problem with an immature mind, not only the children, but to adults too, when your mind is immature and you're given all this knowledge and wisdom and understanding, well, not understanding, you don't have no understanding. But when you're given all this education and knowledge, you don't really know what to do with it. So you're a scholar on YouTube. You have all these black folks. They are, and some Caucasian people, and maybe some others. They are scholar wannabes. They are historian wannabes. No kind of degree. Went to no kind of school of learning. They read some books. I know it all. And their mind has become blown because they're taking in all this information, and it has not been done in moderation, and there is no base for control of the education that they're getting. And even real truth, those of us who do speak truth, we must be careful, because truth is like the light of the sun, and we got to be careful how we handle it and bring it to the people, because it can be abusive. And we do not want to become manipulative, and we do not want to become deceitful and use truth to benefit ourselves, to make ourselves look like we got it going on. Because it's not coming from us. It's coming from we. I'm not telling you nothing that you don't know already. I'm just reminding you of it. And if you allow your mind to think for yourself and stop being influenced by these religious belief systems, political systems, and general idiocy in society, you will begin to see the same thing that I see, with or without glasses. You have to have respect for the sun. You have to have respect for wisdom and knowledge. And you must do these things in moderation. We can't get greedy, because greed always turns into obesity. And obesity is an ailment. It's something that hinders us. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told his followers, there's something I want to tell you, but you're not ready for it. I wonder, even to this day, what could it have been that Elijah Muhammad wanted to tell his followers, but they was not ready? You cannot give steak to a child. The baby cannot do nothing with it. And so apparently there was something that Elijah Muhammad wanted to tell his followers, but he knew at that time they couldn't handle it. I wonder if they could handle it, whatever it was, now. Why do we seek wisdom? Why do we seek knowledge? We seek it so that we can grow, so that we can get high. And that's what it's all about. In Christianity, the Christians want to go to heaven. Heaven is not under the ground, on top of the ground. The heaven is way up there somewhere. It's high. So there is an obsession and a wanting for the human being to get high. The only way that you can get close to God, you got to get high. You can't stay here because God is in heaven. So that means you have to get high. Jesus was not liked, the Jesus of the Bible and the scriptures. He was not liked because he walked on water. He walked on water. He walked on the wisdom they thought was high. And he walked on top of it. So he became an enemy to those who were in power because they already thought they was high. When you lack the inability to gain control, to gain and to control wisdom or education, and you refuse or reject reality, it makes you to seek artificial highs. If you gain and you can control the wisdom that's given to you and accept your reality, you will get high. And it's a wonderful feeling. I feel it. Oh, man. Woo! I get high just talking to y'all. And things just get shown to you. Little by little. That's why I can't keep. That's why even though my throat hurt, I just have to keep talking because I get excited when new things are revealed to me. I almost feel like a prophet. I wonder how Prophet Muhammad felt. I wonder how Moses or any of these prophets felt when these revelations are brought to you. And it's not something that's just given to the prophets. If you allow your mind to open up, the creation, that which brought you into existence, will give revelations to you so you can share with all of us. Because all of us have our own connections to the Most High. But when we lack the connection, then we seek false connections, artificial connections to get high. That's why many of you, see, it is all right for us to want to get high because getting high brings you pleasure. It brings you this exuberant feeling. It's wonderful. But since we don't know how to naturally get high because we have become an unnatural people, an unnatural human being, then we seek pleasure in getting high in drugs, in liquor, in pornography, touching each other's genital areas, sucking the penis, licking the vagina, all kinds of ways. The high that we get is temporary. And it is artificial. But if you had the real high, you would feel high and love life every day. But you don't love life. In this world, it brings you sadness and depression, hatred, envy and jealousy, and all these things combined make you feel bad. So when you drink your beer, your vodka, shoot your heroin, do your meth and your crack cocaine, and you sucking somebody's penis or whatever, it takes you away from this sad state and give you temporary pleasure. But when it's all said and done, it brings you back to your depressed reality. That's why you got to keep drinking. You got to keep smoking. You got to keep licking. You got to keep doing all that because that's artificial high. That's artificial pleasure. In this world that we live in has been created and it is controlled by the Europeans. the Western world. And everything that we are and all over the earth has been influenced by these racist Caucasian people. And they are and have become an artificial people. Whites are not the original people. So since they are not, or Caucasians, since you are not of the original, you can only offer the artificial. Now you could have, and some of them have hidden knowledge that they keep to themselves, that they learned when they destroyed the cultures of original people. But basically, they destroyed the wisdom of the original people. And they've done that so that they can lay claim and become the gods of this world. It's just like when you move into a house, you get rid of everything in that house that belonged to the previous owner. You get rid of all of it. You don't want to see none of it. You don't want to hear anything about them, period. This is my house. So since you are the new owner, you get rid of everything that reminds us, that make us think that somebody else lived in the house prior to you, even though you didn't build the house. It's just a house that you moved into. And that's what has happened. The Caucasian people destroyed and conquered the dark peoples of the earth, and we know this. And they did not care whether or not the knowledge and the wisdom of those people could help them. They just wanted to move them out and make this house their own. I wonder what would make the European, the racist European, behave in this manner. Now, according to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he taught us that the original people kicked the white man out of the Holy Land, stripped them naked, and hiked them across the burning desert. And you will see signs of this story told if you are a Mason. It tells this story basically in Masonry, in symbols, about how these people were kicked out of the Holy Land and trekked across the desert. Now, I'm not saying that the story has validity, but let us just say that there is some kind of truth in it. So let us say, just for the sake of argument, let us just take it as for real truth. Now, the original people, these black people, kicked these white folks out of the Holy Land, stripped them naked, made them walk across the desert. They ended up in Europe, and they lost all their civilization, and they went wild. And they became cave people. Their best friend became a dog. They start living a savage life. Now, after a certain period of time, they were able to regain certain knowledge and have now become what we see today. I want to ask us black people who hate white folks, listen to me. Based on this story, wouldn't you hate black folks and want to get revenge if they sent your fathers butt naked across the sand, and then your people who were civilized, they lost their civilization and became savage, turning into an animal? And so we talk about revenge. It seems as though they have done the same thing to us in slavery, they turned us into animals. They took our civilization away. Even to this day, we behave like savages. We eat our meat raw. We have become like them when they were in the hillsides and caves of Europe. The same thing is revenge when you be angry. So now it seems as though tick for tack. If what is being said is true. So the white man is angry at black folks deep down, his people, because of this tragic event from thousands of years ago. So now, don't you understand why in 2011, why black folks feel the way we do? Because how we've been treated. You wanted revenge, and you have taken your revenge on all the dark people of the planet. You made all of them savage. No matter where you found dark people, they were savages. And you brought to them your Christianity. I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring you my kind of civilization. But see, my kind of civilization is not the original. So I'm lacking in my wisdom. It's artificial civilization. Because I destroyed because of my hatred for the black and what they done to me. I rejected that which could have been good for me due to my hatred. So I'm going to make up something of my own, and what I bring to the world is artificial. And I also do this because this is my house now. I don't want you blacks to get no credit for nothing. And if you look at white folks, that's how they think. You ain't getting no credit for nothing. So the wisdom this artificial people bring to us, it is based in originality, because that's who brought them out of the caves of Europe. Their interaction with another tribe or whatever of the original people, that's who brought them up out of the caves. But what they have come up with is artificial, like Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid looks like grape juice, may taste like grape juice, but it's artificial. It's not grape juice. Has nothing to do with a grape. And they trick us by saying this is natural. It's natural. It's naturally flavored. Naturally flavored is another way of saying it's artificial. And we buy things all the time. Oh, this is naturally flavored. Either it's grape juice or it's not. How can it be naturally flavored? You can't flavor nature. Nature is what it is. But they trick us that way. So in this society, the people's bodies are fake, artificial. The movies, you got a man with a cake flying around, that's fake. The food is fake, because they even have fish that's really crab that they call fish. Food fake. Your water is contaminated. Your air is contaminated. We have become artificial human beings. We have become the savage that we make mockery of. Intellectual savages. You live in a Barnum and Bailey world. It's all a show. Nothing is real. That's why you can become a famous and rich being an actor. An actor is somebody who's pretending to be what he or she is not. Fiction. And speaking of fictions, and we're going to bring this to conclusion. Another thing of fiction and artificialness. Is that a word, artificialness? Unnatural? Is the white man's statistics. statistics. I was just watching a video and he talks about statistics in order to condemn black folks. And pray tell, where are you getting these statistics from? Other racist Caucasian people. Well, we don't know if they're racist or not. Well, let us see. I'm not going to say that Caucasian people, these racist white folks, you can find truth in anything, everywhere. The devil tells the truth. So, but the problem is, the devil mixed the truth with the lie. See, that's the problem. Do these white folks, as long as we've been dealing with them in this nation, are they truth tellers or do they tell us lies? Now, these white people want us to embrace their statistics. These are the same people that said black folks swing in the jungle with tails. And back in the day, they told this lie. Back in the day, folks, whenever they would see a black person, they would look from you and try to look at your behind to see your tail. Are there weapons of mass destruction? Have y'all found them lately? You know, I really don't even have to get into the lies, because it goes on and on and on. Blacks have a low IQ. I'm a black man. I would claim that for the time being. If I have such a low IQ, racist devil, then why you can't do nothing with me? Got you scrambling. You angry because you told that lie. And you hate when you meet up with black folks with intelligence. Because see, the reason why I am the way I am, because I broke the control of your religious belief systems and your political systems and all your isms. Because you use your isms to control and manipulate folks. Because they caught up in seeking artificial highs. Now, most times, the media or those who create these statistics, they are going to design the work to favor whoever commissioned them to do the statistics. Just like, say for instance, Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler had scholars, he had scientists. But his scholars and his scientists and those who do statistics, they did it in a way to favor the program, the mindset of Adolf Hitler and the Nazis. So can you trust the statistics that's coming from the Nazis? Do you really believe, and do you think that black folks really should be so stupid to trust the statistics from a people who rape our mothers, who throw us in jail for no damn reason, who deny us real education and all these different things, who have terrorized us for over 40 years? You think we're supposed to sit around and, wow, but the statistics said it. I don't give a damn about your statistics. You liar, manipulator, and a deceiver. And the thing about a devil, and that's why you call a devil. You call a devil because you know how to mix truth with falsehood. There is some truth in what you say when you bring these statistics. There is truth. The problem is, where's the lie? What is it that you hiding? And many of you that talk all this statistic stuff, why don't you do your own survey? Do your own statistics. Then you don't have to worry about what somebody else did. Go out in the street, talk to people, interview people, statistics. Then you can say, this is what I came up with. And then the question still will arise, are you a liar? Are you a deceiver? Are you a manipulator? You and your statistics. I could care less about you. You and your damn statistics. Don't mean nothing. Because when it's all said and done, you still in the same shape, and it still do not exempt anything that this nation has done against the dark people of this nation. Your statistics. There was no weapons of mass destruction. And back in the day, you went to poor black folks, black men, and you told them, this is good for you. And these ignorant black men who didn't know no better, they allowed you to shoot them in the arm with some kind of inoculation, and the inoculation turned out to be syphilis. And then you want us to turn around and believe you and your statistics after you gave us syphilis and your weapons of mass destruction that caused the death of many, many people but never was found. And you knew. So y'all are liars. You're deceivers. And you are called devil because you know how to mix truth with falsehood. That's not my fault. That's your fault. You are a proven liar. And even other white people, my subscribers, would tell you you're a devil. And they don't like your ass either. You don't get no tricks off here. That's why you upset with me. Because no matter how you twist, no matter how you turn, you can't trick me. And when I refute your argument, I bring you something damn good. The devils, these racist Caucasian people, they say that the black man and woman of America, we are failures because we have an attitude of failure. Well, let me tell you something. See, if the so-called Negro, the black American, those of us who are descendants of slaves in America, if we were the separate nation from America, let me tell you about our failure. If we were separated from your racist ass, we would be the 10th richest nation on the earth. So if that's failure, I can imagine what success would be. That's how much money that we as black Americans get out of this economy. We would be the 10th richest nation on the planet. The problem is not failure, of an attitude of failure. The problem is self-hatred. We hate one another. For over 400 years, we've been told we are inferior and white is superior. So we began to try to be white. We are a destroyed people. We were, for over 300 years, we were turned into animals. Our minds, anything of an African nature, was taken away from us. And so, even though we have dark skin, we're white in the inside. A real Oreo cookie. There's nothing African about us. We all European, we Caucasian. In the inside, in our minds. We were denied our birthright. We know that we're supposed to come from this place called Africa. We have no idea where. We have no idea who our parents, our fathers, our God, our religion. We speak none of our language. We do nothing of our culture. We're nothing but walking white people. So if you're upset with anybody, you need to be upset with your ancestors for doing this to us. Because whatever we are, they caused it. They are the ones with a mindset of failure. Because they brought these slaves over here and they failed to do us right. They failed to do us just with their greedy, lazy ass. Then you give us this corny religion. Turn the other cheek. Love your enemies. Makes us even weaker. Because now we start falling in love with those who did this to us. And that's why you don't understand me and others like, because we're supposed to love you no matter what you done done. And what this nation has done to us. We're supposed to love you. But when your people was in the caves of Europe, and when you came out of it, according to the story, as soon as possible, you took revenge on those dark people that threw you in a cave. You've been here, black folks been here for all this time. Why haven't we progressed, they say? Our leaders were murdered. You killed Martin Luther King Jr. You deported Marcus Garvey. You harassed Elijah Muhammad. You killed Nat Turner. All our leaders, you turn around and kill them. You harassed Booker T. Washington, W.E.B. Du Bois, and all our people. You don't give them a chance to help their own. Our black towns. At one time, there were about 60 all-black towns. Towns turn into cities. But before we can build our towns into cities, here you come again. And y'all racist devils don't mention how you destroyed our towns. And we created what they call Black Wall Street. You don't talk about that either. And you destroyed that. Everything we do to try to help ourselves, and your ass, this nation don't give us nothing. You give us nothing at all. These brothers and sisters sacrifice and they work hard. The freed slave was promised 40 acres and a mule by this government. And did we get it? No. Guess what? I want my 40 acres and a mule. You can give it to me right now. The actual 40 acres and give me a damn mule. I want it. But y'all a bunch of liars and you're deceivers and you're manipulators. I want it right now. And if you free up people, you got to give them land. You got to give them something to work with. You give us nothing. And when you give a person nothing, they have no opportunity. They have no resources. They forced to be a beggar. And that's what you want black folks to be. Beggars. Looking at your ass for something. Then you turn around. You destroy all our efforts. Then you turn around and you got the nerve to tell us you have an attitude of failure. And even though you discriminate, deny us the right to vote, and you deny us equal housing and employment, all these things you put in our way, we still able to crawl and make a little something. So much something, if we were separated from your ass, we would be the 10th richest nation on the earth. And brothers and sisters, that's what you have to get in your mind. You are not helpless. You got to get away from them in order to make something of yourself. Because as long as you be around them, the only thing they're going to do is keep you on the welfare line and put you down. They like talking about us like a dog. They know what they've done to us. Well, some of them. And if you don't, now you're learning. We are citizens of this nation. We have paid our taxes. I know I pay mine. Revolutionary War. And we're treated like trash because we won't stand up for ourselves. This bastard don't want to do nothing for you. He likes talking about us like a dog. All these welfare programs. At one time, black people, we were too proud. We were hard working. But now these welfare programs mess us up, make us lazy. And we don't educate our children of their history. And speaking of education, Mr. Racist White Man, you do not teach us in your schools the real art of the business world. You don't teach us the art of war and the real sciences so that we can be limited. And we are given the illusion of education, but we're really not being educated just enough. Just enough so we can be successful. And then we produce mayors. You got the president of the United States that's so-called black. We got police chiefs. You got black folks, big shot celebrities. But all at the same time, it's an illusion of happiness. But when you look at the black community with all these successful black people, then why is not the black community successful? Because the successful black people have a white mind, so they gravitate to white folks. And they hate black people. So they want to do everything they can to get away from black people, and they still slaves. And the slave solely exists to benefit his master. So everything Oprah do, everything Bill Cosby do, and all your black males, everything that they do, it goes right back to white folks. The black community gets nothing except some welfare. And then you can turn around and laugh because you know the black so-called successful people ain't doing nothing for us. Integration was one of the worst things to happen to us. Because we think something built by a white hand is better than what we create. So we take our dumb ass to some white business, and now the black businesses start closing up. Because now we're moving on up. Finally got myself a piece of the pie. I was all off, wasn't I? But that's what has happened. In slavery, you expect the people that was enslaved for over 400, 300 years. You expect us, after 100 years of fighting your ass, to all of a sudden, in 2011, everything's supposed to be hunky-dory. For over 300 years, the black man was not expected to take care of his children. That attitude. Now, some of us may not believe it, but this went on for hundreds of years. So, that connection between the man and his child is broken. Some men can love their children, no doubt about it. But we as a people, for some reason, the men just don't have that connection to their babies. And I'm telling you, it comes from that disconnection from slavery. We have to try to build the connection back. It's still there. Another example, I would use myself. When I was a little boy, I used to walk, and for some reason, I kept looking at the ground. Kept looking at the ground. Now, that was good, because when I look at the ground, I might find a quarter or a dollar or whatever, find some change. But I kept saying to myself, why do I keep looking at the ground like this? I don't want to be walking, looking down at the ground. I want to look up to see where the hell I'm going. But then, I finally found out that during slavery, you was taught never to look a white man in the eye. When you look at when you passing a white man, look down on the ground. Look down on the ground. Look down at the ground, Negro. Then that brought me my answer. And slavery was gone a long time before I was born, but because the slave was told to do that for so long, it's in us. So to reject, so for the male to not to have no feelings for his babies, that's in us from slavery. From me looking down at the ground and don't know why, it comes from slavery because it was done for so long. It becomes part of you. The reason why the white man loves a dog, because the dog became your best friend when you was living in the hillsides and caves of Europe, and the dog still is your best friend. You keep the dog on the news. The dog in all your TV commercials, your magazine, y'all love dogs. Because of that friendship you and the dog had 6,000 some years ago. You still wear animal fur like you did in the hillside. You still like raw food just like you did way back in the day, in your time. So don't tell me that I'm not right, because you're still doing things that you was doing when you was a savage in the cave. When you was in the hillsides and caves of Europe, you know how to run up and down trees, and you have tree houses right now. You like to swing on things like you used to swing on the trees back in the day when y'all was savages. You need to get real. Don't be shamed. Don't be shamed because you came out of a cave. Look where you are now. And now, don't get angry at black people because we're tired of being savages. It's time for us to grow up. It's time for us to get ours. Just like you came out of a cave, got your revenge, and now you got your... Now, we're not going to get revenge. That's what you're really scared of. The Negroes might want revenge on us. It's not about revenge. That's the past. I will agree with you. That's the past. Now we need to straighten this mess out. What was done is done. Let us understand what was done. Now, as the people who live in 2011, let us straighten it out. Whatever we did. Just accept it. If I spit in your face, then I'll just tell you, well, I spit in your face. Just accept it. If it was my mama that spit in your face, then I just have to accept, well, my mama did spit in your face. Let us put everything out on the table. We already understood what was done. Now, what are we going to do to straighten this mess out? What are we going to do? And the first step is to speak open and honest. Some of these people, I don't know if they are really being deceitful and liars. Some of them really just don't understand, do not know what happened to black people and understand the psychological effects. They don't understand the mental trauma done to a people. They don't understand. So they just talking. They don't know. But you hang around here, you're going to get educated. These black people suffer from post-traumatic slave syndrome. We are still in a slave-like condition and have a slave-like mentality. We still want to serve our master. And see, and since many of these white folks are used to black folks with a slave-like mentality, somebody like me, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? And you want to bring me all this advice. I don't want your damn advice. I'm not your slave anymore. Do you understand? We can work on this together if you wish, but I'm not your slave. We took your advice, and you see where we're at. Because, see, your advice only benefits you. Who in the hell gonna go to court and sue somebody and take the advice of the one who you sue? That's stupid. And then you wonder, why I ain't got nothing? We ain't supposed to get nothing. Ain't nobody gonna give you advice to help you against them. So I want to thank everybody for their understanding. We need to talk about these things, especially the effects. We need to talk about the mental effects of slavery, the psychological trauma that even exists to this day. Because we are not black. We are white in the mind. And even if we became black, that was a description given to us by our oppressor. When you talk about Africa, that was a continent renamed by the oppressor. So if you embrace black and African, you guarantee yourself to stay a slave. The only thing you want different is you want to be in control. You want to do the same thing that white folks are doing, except you want everything, instead of white supremacy, you want black supremacy. I do not advocate or represent no form of supremacy of some race. I'm the destroyer of race. I only talk about race because it was placed upon us. Because color is what brought the injustice. Gender is what brought the injustice. Class is what brought the injustice. That's why I got to talk from that point of view. I have to describe the people. If I robbed you, you would say a black man with glasses and a Malcolm X pen and blah, blah, blah. So don't get upset because the perpetrators of the crime or the guilty are white. That's just the bottom. That's the reality of it. You want me to talk fiction? To babysit your ass? I'm not going to babysit you. We have to be real now and break this madness created over thousands and thousands of years. We can do it. We have the knowledge and the understanding. We can do it. We got to break this monkey. Get this monkey off our back called race. And respect our females. And stop tripping on material things, having money, and all this garbage. And learn how to be human. Because right now, we're sick. There should be no poor, middle class, rich. Special treatment because I'm a man. And all this other garbage that we dwelling on. The enslavement of all these animals. Slave makers. If we're not enslaving people, we are enslaving animals. Destroying things all the time. These mentalities must be made void. We must get rid of them. Once and for all. And we can do that if we are open and honest with one another. And call a spade. And stop trying to be politically correct. Because you see what political correctness has done to us. It's bull. And above all, white folks, you need to leave these dark European Uncle Tom backyard Negroes alone. They make things worse for you. Because you got better things to do than go through your life and listen to black folks and the white man is the devil. I hate white people, and the white man, you should be sick of it. And you should stop. You should not want that handed down to your babies when you really aren't the perpetrator. But you have to suffer the consequences because of what some idiots did a few hundred years ago. But if you bring justice and you be fair to people, have nothing to do with color, if we begin to be fair and honest, we can squash this overnight. But when you ignore, like something, you ignore this cancer like it don't exist, then it will just keep going on and on from generation to generation. Is that what you want? Because I'm not the first and won't be the last. As long as people feel they are done wrong, they are oppressed, somebody out of the oppressed is going to talk. So let us stop the oppression and let us heal the situation and bring real solutions. And let us be real with one another. An Uncle Tom Negro is not being real with you. He's not being real with himself. They fakes and cowards. They enemies to you and me. Because they scary. This is not about being afraid. This is about solving a problem so we don't have to be afraid. And live our life and enjoy our life. Instead of this nonsense. Because right now we're not living no life. We're living in hell. But we can make this hell into heaven once we start being open and honest for real to one another. And stop all this nonsense trying not to hurt somebody's damn feelings. With that said, jot down your comments. Let's talk about it. This is your brother Taalik, Ibn'rad. I love us, human beings. We can do this. We can do this. Let's just be honest and talk. And stop believing in this fantasy fiction, brotherhood, love garbage that we got. That's an illusion because it's not real. Because if it was real, I wouldn't be here saying what I say and all the people that will approve what I say. Not me and many others. And there are many others that's worse than me. I would think, really, you would be better off listening to me. Because I'm not about race at all. I'm about being human. And once we become human, elevating and getting high, not off of drugs, not off alcohol, not off pornography, but getting high off the reality and the enjoyment of life, and enjoying who you are, enjoying the life that you was given, and the love of your mother and father and sisters and brothers and family and friends. Enjoy this life that we was given in the manner that it should have been expressed to us. Thank you for listening. Think for yourself, people. I'm your brother, the Angel Snuff Love 7. This was and is, hey, the reality's temple on earth.